Some people are underinsured. You have coverage, but you have more debt and more expenses that you will leave your loved one or your spouse if you left this earth, or if you were not able to work, like everything financially is going to come crumbling down if you're not properly insured. So make sure that you do have those riders on your term policies, even if you do have a term policy. And I will say this too: some people will say, well, I think terms are the best policies. I don't think that people should get whole life policies or permanent policies. Term do serve a purpose, but even if you're trying to get your entire household covered, the only way you can get a child covered with the term policy is through a term rider. And that is that child riding on your term policy. But here's the thing, or your policy period. They have a term rider. Once that child grows up and become an adult, they have to change that policy from being just they have to change that rider so that they're not just a rider on that policy, but they will have their own policy. This is incredibly important because I feel that people should know that term riders for children serve a purpose. If you are not in a position to be able to pay for your children to have their own policy, maybe you have 17 children. Okay, y'all know I love the number 17. I love the number 21. Maybe you have 17 children and you can't afford to right now get a policy on each of the 17 children. Well, if you use the child term rider, then that rider may cost you an additional $15, $20 per month. And all 17 children are covered with that rider. However, if you do have it in your budget to pay $15 or $20 per month for each of your 17 children to have their own policy, it's important that you do that, because you can spend that same $15 to $20 per month and give all of your children a permanent policy that they will not outlive. It has all of the accelerated living benefits, and it's usually at least $50,000 that they'll have for the rest of their life. So again, I'm not someone that will say that term policies are bad, but when it comes to children, you have to get a permanent policy. And if you only use the rider to protect those children, then you're actually missing out on opportunities to give them coverage at the lowest rate possible for the rest of their life. Once they get that policy for $15 or $20 per month, that's going to be their premium forever. Okay? Forever. Try getting a $50,000 permanent policy on a 65-year-old. Do the quote for that and see the difference. I promise you it won't be $15, $20. Okay. So one thing that is great about terms is terms give you the opportunity to have a high death benefit with less money per month. But the not so great side of it is that if a client continues to outlive their term, every time they get ready to get a new policy, it's going to be so much more.